All right, good evening, everyone. It's 5:31. This is Thursday, December the 4th. This is our pre-agenda meeting for the month of December, ahead of our regular meeting that will be held next Tuesday for the Town of Spencer Board of Aldermen. With that, we are called to order this evening. We'll start with an invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Father God, we thank you for the beauty of this season, this time of togetherness and thanksgiving and blessings that you have bestowed upon us and our town. We thank you for the hustle and bustle around us. We thank you for the transformation of our downtown area and the hands that have helped to do that in anticipation of this weekend and our Winterfest event. We thank you for our staff and those that surround me in leadership positions, and we also thank you for those stepping up into new leadership positions next week. We ask that you be with us and guide us in our decisions and in all that we do for this town, that we may do it to the glory of you and the betterment of those around us. Amen. Amen. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Board, you have before you your agenda for December 9th, which is next Tuesday's regular meeting. And all good. Welcome, Andrew. And so with that, we want to go ahead this evening and set our agenda. And so we will plan to do that. That is the main order of business tonight. And so with that, I do need a volunteer for the invocation for Tuesday night's meeting.
Oh, I'll do it.
All right.
You want to? Oh, I can do it.
Yeah, well, Pat, if you'll do it this time, and then Rashid or anyone else, we can do it the following month as well. All right. We'll then have the Pledge of Allegiance, and then the big items for Tuesday's meeting are going to be our organizational meeting and procedure for the Mayor and Board of Aldermen. That is where we will administer the oath of office for our newly elected board members, two incumbent members, Mr. Muhammad and Ms. Moody, and then also our new member that's joining us, Mrs. Pamela Stanley. And so we're excited about that. And we'll also then establish the time and place for our regular board meetings. Those are typically set as the second Tuesday of each month. There will be a schedule that we will have to adopt as part of that. And then one of the other things that we would ask that you be thinking about is our election for Mayor Pro Tem for, says 2026 through 2028. I believe it would be 2026 through the end of, through November of 2027. So basically a 2-year term to the next election. And so the one thing I do want you to be considering between now and next week is how we might do that, because we are in uncharted territory. This will be the first time that we've had a board elected, fully elected on our varying 4-year cycle, where we have half of the membership that will be up for re-election in 2027, and then the newly appointed folks will be up for re-election in 2029, based on that 4-year cycle. And so with that, it kind of creates a little bit of a difference in how we've done the Mayor Pro Tem before. Traditionally, we've done it based on whoever had the highest number of votes in the election. When we were a common election on 2-year terms where everybody was up for election in the same year. And so we will need to alter that process a bit, and there's several options that we can consider to do that, and that'll be one of the things we talk about on Tuesday. But be thinking about that. Some options are that we reappoint our existing Mayor Pro Tem through 2027, Ms. Sechrist. The other option is that we make a change to that process, and we go with the highest votes for this most recent election, or we can even then look, based on the board that we have, all the members, we can nominate and as a board vote on who would like out of all of those to be the mayor pro tem. So we have options. It's kind of nice. So be thinking about that. If you are interested in that, if you know somebody, if you, just if you have ideas, let's think about that. Mayor Pro Tem Sechrist has been wonderful by my side and instrumental. And I know what she's going to say. She told me the other day, she goes, I'd be totally okay if somebody else wanted that position. But I think we'll be able to talk about that on Tuesday and figure out how we want to handle that. Patty, you've done a great job serving in that capacity.
I've learned a lot.
Well, you have
been
very supportive.
Well, she still has more to learn, though.
We all do, yeah. All right. The other thing, too, is we will consider appointments and reappointments for representatives to a variety of boards and organizations that our town is a part of. And then the other thing, too, is our community liaison positions. You'll see the current, in your agenda packet, the current list of community focus areas and who our liaisons for those areas are. And so I do know, we've been making some changes. Mr. Howe stepping away to fill the positions that you were involved with. But then also, I think it gives us an opportunity if folks want to change up some of their representation on various committees and also liaison positions to be able to do that based on the makeup of our new board. Okay. We will have an opportunity for additions or deletions to the agenda and adoption of the agenda. I do know of one item that has been requested by staff to add to the agenda, and that would be an audit update. And so my suggestion would be that audit update is made as item after item 10. If that's agreeable to the board.
Sounds good.
Anything else as far as additions or deletions? Okay. We will then have an opportunity for recognitions. Do we know of recognitions that we would like to make at the meeting?
It may be too early to say how well Winterfest is done at that point, but we've able to wait until January to do that anyway, to invite them.
Yeah, we've traditionally done that, I think, in January.
Yeah.
We've had a celebration before the meeting for them. Okay.
Do we want to recognize the folks who did the parade?
Yes, I think we definitely do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good one to do this month. All right. Anything else? Okay. Next, we will have public comment. I've already been told that we'll have at least one person, right?
My council until the regular meeting.
Right. Yeah, next Tuesday. Yep. All right. And then we will have our consent agenda. So right now, approval of the minutes from November are the only two items on our consent agenda. But following that, we have two other items. One would be consider reappointing our planning board members. That could be certainly an option to be added to consent agenda if the board is agreeable to that, since it is just a reappointment of all the existing members.
Make a motion to add that to the consent.
All right, so there's general consensus that we will add that consent. And then the next item is our North Carolina Railroad Build Ready Site grant agreement, and this would be to consider authorizing the town manager to execute the North Carolina Railroad Build Ready Site grant agreement and subrecipient agreement with Samet. This is in response to the $750,000 grant that we received. You recall last month we did the same thing for a $90,000 grant. Is that right? 98,000.
99.
Yeah. And this is the most recent $750,000 grant. We've already announced this grant. And so this is, again, just the authorizing the manager to execute it. My suggestion would be that we also add this to the consent agenda simply because of the formality of it.
I do have a question about that, and
Yeah.
I need to go back and read both of them again, but there's one place in here where it talks about the minimum number of rail services that can be, the number of rail service cars or something that's supposed to be used in this grant.
Right.
And I think at one place I saw something like 21, and then I think in what I read most recently was 1. So I want to be sure we're clear on what we're asking.
What I will ask Steve, if you will reach out to the North Carolina Railroad folks just to confirm that.
Steve, I think where I read one piece of it was maybe in the literature that was mailed to us from the North Carolina Railroad. I'm not sure. I haven't gone back and pulled that, but it seems to me like there may be a discrepancy there, or maybe it's two different things that they're talking about too.
Yeah. Okay. But assuming we get that question answered, is the board agreeable to put that on the consent agenda as well?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so those two items, 9 and 10, will move to the consent agenda. We will then receive an audit update, and then we will have our departmental reports. Is there anything, specific issues or items that we would like to make our department leads aware of tonight so that they have adequate time to prepare for Tuesday? Okay, hearing none, we'll then receive our town manager report on Tuesday, followed by requests and comments from the mayor and board, and executive session if needed. And that is our agenda for next Tuesday. Okay, is there a need to go into executive session this evening? Okay, I do want to take a moment of opportunity, Mr. Howe. I know you're not going to be able to be here next Tuesday, correct?
No, I'll be here.
You are.
For a minute.
Awesome.
Right.
For a minute, perfect. I was under the understanding that you weren't, so good. I am glad you will be here. Very good. All right. So with that, we reached the end of our agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Before we adjourn, I think Monday night is again the table 10.
Okay.
And I just wanted to mention that so that anyone who's interested in attending that would know it in advance. Okay. And we're still accepting volunteers for Winterfest.
Yep, that's right. Come out. Winterfest starts tomorrow evening, 5 p.m., right?
5 p.m.
All right. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Now I move to adjourn this meeting.
All right. There's a motion by Ms. Sledge. Is there a second?
I will second.
Second by Mr. Howe. All in favor. All right. We stand adjourned. Thank you all very much.